Good evening. This is the March 29th, 2023 meeting of the Planning Board. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Peter?
No. Good evening, Madam Chair and members of the Planning Board. The first matter for tonight is an extension of a conditional final approval. This is map number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2 in Fort Salonga. The applicants request an extension of the conditional final approval for the subdivision number 1181, map of Gemini Landing. The subdivision number 1181 received conditional final approval for a two-lot subdivision from the Planning Board on September 2nd, 2020. Conditional final approval expired on February 19th, 2023. The applicant submitted a request for a fifth extension on February 17th, 2023. The applicant requires additional time in order to file the subdivision in the office of the Suffolk County Clerk. The Planning Department has no objection to the request and recommends an extension period of 180 days. The recommendation, the Planning Department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Planning Board Resolution number blank-2023, extension of conditional final approval, number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of Vincent J. Tremarco to extend the conditional final approval for the subdivision known as 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2. Now therefore be it first resolved that the Planning Board hereby approve a 180-day extension of time to the conditional final approval for the subdivision known as number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2 to expire on August 18th, 2023.
Mr. Tremarco?
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Vincent Tremarco. I represent the applicant. I've submitted the affidavit of posting to Mr. Hans. We ask the board to follow the recommendation of the Planning Department. Thank you.
I'd say that there's no one in attendance tonight to ask if there's anyone who would like to speak, so I'll ask if there are any questions from the board. None?
Nope.
Okay. In the matter of number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The hearing is closed. In the matter of extension of conditional final approval, number 1181, map of Gemini Landing 2, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion is adopted. Mr. Shea?
Okay. The next matter is another extension of conditional preliminary approval for subdivision number 1178, map of Gyrodyne LLC. The request is that the applicant requests an extension of conditional preliminary approval for the subdivision 1178, map of Gyrodyne LLC. The subdivision, map of Gyrodyne LLC, received conditional preliminary approval from the Planning Board on March 30th, 2022. Conditional preliminary approval expires on March 30th, 2023. The applicant submitted a request for a second extension on March 16th, 2023. The extension request is to allow the applicant to continue to work through the Suffolk County Sewer Agency and county subdivision process. The Planning Department has no objection to the request and recommends an extension period of 6 months. The Planning Department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Planning Board Resolution number blank-2023, extension of conditional preliminary approval for the map of Gyrodyne number 1178. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of J. Timothy Shea to extend the conditional preliminary approval for the subdivision number 1178, map of Gyrodyne LLC. Now therefore be it First, resolved that the planning board hereby approves a 6-month extension of time to conditional preliminary approval for subdivision number 1178, map of Gyrodine LLC, to expire on September 30th, 2023.
Madam Chairwoman, as in the past, with reference to this issue, I do hereby recuse myself from any activity regarding this subject.
Okay, Mr. Shea?
Good evening, J. Timothy Shea Jr., Tillman Ballin, 100 Motor Parkway for the applicant. I think Mr. Hans covered everything, and we would ask that the board adopt the recommendations of the planning board. And the posting affidavits have been submitted.
Thank you.
The affidavit's good, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the board? Okay, then, in the matter of number 1178, map of Gyrodine LLC, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain for the record.
Okay, I guess that's 4 ayes and 1 abstention. The hearing is closed. And in the matter of extension of conditional preliminary approval, number 1178, map of Gyrodine LLC, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the Planning Department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, again, that's 4 ayes and 1 abstention, and the motion is adopted. Thank you, too.
The next matter for the board to consider is final map of Meadow Glen Estates, number 1189. The applicant's requesting final approval to subdivide a 6.75 acre parcel into 6 lots with single-family dwellings. The subdivision number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates, received conditional preliminary approval from the planning board on April 20th, 2022. The planning board also adopted a secret negative declaration for the application. The subdivision is comprised of 2 tax lots located in the R43 zoning district. The site is surrounded by R43 zoning and single-family dwellings. The site has approximately 320 feet of frontage on Meadow Glen Road, 50 feet of frontage on Yellow Brick Road, 50 feet of frontage on Sally's Path, and 50 feet of frontage on Brewster Avenue. The topography of the site ranges from 155 feet to 185 feet above sea level. The depth to groundwater is greater than 10 feet, and no problems are anticipated with respect to surface water features. Approximately 0.9 acres of the site contains steep slopes. On May 25th, 2021, the Board of Zoning Appeals granted this subdivision a variance to alter environmentally sensitive land due to the slopes exceeding 15% on lots 1, 3, and 4. The existing dwelling on Lot 5 is to remain. The existing dwelling on Lot 6 is proposed to be removed and replaced with a new dwelling constructed closer to Meadow Glen Road. The applicant is proposing to construct 2 new dwellings with driveway access to Yellow Brick Road and 2 new dwellings with driveway access to Sally's Path. The yield of this subdivision in compliance with the town's zoning ordinance and subdivision regulations is 5 lots. Pursuant to the Long Island Workforce Housing Act, this subdivision is required to designate one of the lots as affordable, and in return, the applicant receives a 10% bonus density. Therefore, this subdivision is entitled to a 6th lot. The law also permits the affordable workforce housing unit to be constructed outside of the subdivision plat, but within the same municipality. The applicant has indicated that they would like to construct the affordable house outside the subdivision. The applicant has not indicated which lot within the town of Smithtown they will use. It is recommended that the applicant indicate which lot the town of Smithtown will be designated as affordable prior to the subdivision map being filed in the office of the Suffolk County Clerk. In addition to the variances granted by the Board of Zoning Appeals, the following variances are required based on the proposed layout. For Lot 1, they need variances to reduce road frontage from 40 to 25 feet, lot frontage from 150 feet to 120, lot area from 43,560 to 39,038 due to environmentally sensitive land. On Lot 2, they need variances to reduce the road frontage from 40 feet to 25 feet on Yellow Brick Road, 150 feet to 116 feet on Yellow Brick Road, lot area from 43,560 to 42,424 due to the slopes. On Lot 3, they need variances to reduce the minimum road frontage from 40 feet to 25 feet, lot frontage from 150 feet to 115 feet, lot area from 43,560 to 34,849 square feet due to the slopes. On lot number 4, there's a reduction of road frontage from 40 feet to 25 feet, lot frontage from 150 feet to 25 feet. Lot number 5, lot frontage from 150 feet to 137 feet, minimum lot area from 43,560 to 42,345 due to the ESL. Pursuant to Section 248-31 of the subdivision regulations, the planning board has the authority to review and grant the above referenced variances. It appears the lot area variances and lot frontage variances are a result of the 6th lot. That's the 10% bonus density lot. Therefore, the applicant should be granted those variances. The road frontage and lot frontage variances could be eliminated if the applicant connected Yellow Brick Road to Sally's Path. However, that option was not recommended at the time of preliminary subdivision approval, as it would result in additional disturbance to environmentally sensitive land, additional tree removal, and an increase in impervious surfaces. Typically, the planning board extends cul-de-sacs if there is land adjacent to a subdivision that can be further developed. However, that is not the case in this application. Section 248-31B of the subdivision regulations requires this subdivision to be clustered because it will impact slopes exceeding 15%. The planning department recommends this subdivision be clustered by placing a 50-foot wide conservation easement along Meadow Glen Road. This will help protect the steep slopes as well as preserve mature trees along the road. Driveways are permitted within the easement. It is also recommended that access to Lot 2 be from Yellow Brick Road only. Prohibiting access to Brewster Avenue preserves additional trees and reduces the likelihood of altering steep slopes nearby. Chapter 248-24 of the subdivision regulations states that each subdivision is required to show a park area of at least 2 acres per 100 buildings. However, the Court of Appeals has ruled that the town cannot require the reservation of park area unless the planning board determines on a case-by-case basis that a need for parkland exists with respect to the individual subdivision. Based on the community facility studies in the town's comprehensive plan, there is a need for parkland in the neighborhood in which the subdivision is situated. This subdivision's share of meeting the need is approximately 0.024 acres. In cases where the planning board determines that a suitable park cannot be located or is otherwise not practical, the subdivider is required to pay a cash equivalent prior to filing the map. Given the location and small size of this subdivision, a dedication for park space would not be practical. Therefore, the payment of an equivalent park fee established at $20,000 is recommended as a conditional of final plat approval. The Highway, Traffic Safety, and Engineering departments have found the final subdivision acceptable. The Department of Environment and Waterways recommends conditions related to clearing and site preparation before construction. Letters assuring availability of utility service have been received from Suffolk County Water Authority and PSCG Long Island. The Kings Park Central School District has acknowledged the subdivision. The amount of the inspection fee is estimated at $2,309. The amount of the park fee is $20,000. The amount of the performance bond is estimated at $28,870. The amount of the cash deposit is $3,000. The amount of the performance bond to be posted is $25,870. The Planning Department offers the following resolution for the board's consideration. Planning Board Resolution number blank dash 2023, final plat variance number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of Meadow Glen Estates LLC for the following variances pursuant to 322-30.4 of the Building Zone Ordinance of the Code of the Town of Smithtown for subdivision number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates. Now therefore be it first resolved that the Planning Board hereby grants variances from the Building Zone Ordinance of the Code of the Town of Smithtown for the subdivision number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates as follows. and it just reiterates the prior variances that I had stated. This table shall be shown on the final map to be filed in the office of the county clerk. A fee of $6,500 is required for those variances. Planning Board Resolution number blank dash 2023, subdivision final approval, number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates. Whereas the Planning Board has considered the request of Meadow Glen Estates to subdivide 6.75 acres into 6 lots, now therefore be it first resolved that the Planning Board hereby approves the final subdivision map of Meadow Glen Estates, subject to the following conditions. A, the posting of a performance bond in a form and amount specified by separate resolution of the Planning Board and for a term of 2 years. B, posting of the general liability insurance policy to run concurrently with the term of the performance bond. C, payment of an inspection fee and cash deposit as established by a separate resolution of the Planning Board. D, all necessary dedication papers shall be submitted by the applicant to the Planning Department in complete and accurate form as one package, including but not limited to the performance bond, liability insurance policy, title report, and all required fees. E, the payment of a park fee of $20,000. F, final approval of the drainage and regrading plans to the satisfaction of the town engineer. G, concrete curbs shall be installed along Meadow Glen Road as directed by the Highway Department. H, the subdivision shall be clustered by placing a 50-foot wide conservation easement along Meadow Glen Road. Removal of trees, alteration of land, and structures shall be prohibited in the conservation easement. Driveways are permitted within this easement. I, access to lot number 2 shall be from Yellow Brick Road only. This shall be indicated on the filed map. J, the stormwater pollution prevention plan prepared by Craig M. Lahat and approved on March 14, 2023, shall be maintained on site for the duration of construction. K, the subdivision shall comply with Section 699 of New York State General Municipal Law, the Long Island Workforce Housing Act. Prior to the filing the subdivision in the office of the county clerk, the applicant shall indicate which lot within the town of Smithtown is designated for affordable workforce housing and shall be subject to the following requirements. 1, the lot designated for affordable housing shall be developed and conveyed in perpetuity in compliance with the Long Island Workforce Housing Act. 2, the deed for the lot shall include language that declares that it shall remain affordable in perpetuity in accordance with the Long Island Workforce Housing Act. 3, the deed for the lot shall be in a form subject to approval by the town attorney prior to any conveyance thereof. 4, a certified copy of the deed shall be provided to the town attorney upon filing of same with the Suffolk County Clerk's office after any conveyance of the lot. 5, the town shall not consider a release of the performance bond till after the dwelling on the lot has been completed with a certificate of occupancy has been issued for the dwelling. Number 6, the applicant shall comply with the Town of Smithtown Affordable Workforce Housing Policy. L, prior to the commencement of construction activities at the subject parcel, including land clearing or other site preparation work, the applicant shall abide by the following. 1, all limits of clearing and any individual trees to be preserved within the clearing areas must be marked with snow fencing or orange mesh construction fencing. Said fencing shall be located no closer to the trunk of any tree to be preserved than the drip line of said tree. This area to be preserved shall be indicated in the tree preservation and land clearing plan prepared by Lisa G. McQuilkin, licensed land surveyor, and dated January 30th, 2023. Number 2, upon completion of the installation of fencing as required above, the applicant shall provide written notice to the Department of Environment and Waterways requesting inspection of the limits of clearing as marked in the field by the cited fencing. 3, the applicant shall not commence construction activities, including land clearing or other site preparation work, until the marked limits of clearing are approved in writing by the Environmental Protection Director. And 4, the snow fencing or orange mesh construction fencing used to delineate the limits of clearing shall be maintained in place by the applicant until the completion of all land clearing and grading activities at the subject parcel. M, a fee of $6,500 is required for the variances listed on the table of modification. Second resolved, that the chairman of the planning board is hereby authorized to sign final plat, thereby approving said plat after the town board has accepted a performance bond of satisfactory form and amount. Third resolved, that the conditional final approval of said final plat shall expire 180 days after the date of this resolution, and within 62 days after the chairman of the planning board signs the final maps of this plat, unless said plat shall have been duly filed or recorded by the applicant in the office of the Suffolk County Clerk. Planning Board Resolution number blank dash 2023, authorization to sign performance bond estimate number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates, whereas the town departments of engineering, traffic safety, highway, and planning have prepared a performance bond estimate to cover the cost of all required public improvements. Now therefore be it first resolved that the chairman of the planning board is authorized to sign the performance bond estimate for number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates in the amount of $28,870 and establish an inspection fee of $2,309 and a cash deposit of $3,000. Therefore, the amount of the performance bond to be posted with the town shall be $25,870. Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone who would like to?
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Vincent Tremarco. I represent the applicant. I've gone over in detail with the principals of my client with respect to all the requirements recommended by the planning department. They are fully aware of same and agree to same. So we ask the board for its favorable consideration and adopt the recommendations of the planning department. Thank you.
Okay, are there any questions from the board on this matter? Okay, then in the matter of number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates, I move that we close the hearing.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The hearing is closed. Okay, and in the matter of final plat variance, number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates, I move that we adopt the variances as listed in the table of modifications in accordance with the recommendation of the planning department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And opposed? None? The motion is adopted. In the matter of,
Madam Chair, you may want to just reopen the meeting and ask if anybody's here to speak for or against the matter before you.
I couldn't hear him, Madam Chair.
okay.
I just asked her if she may want to reopen the meeting and ask whether there's anybody to speak for or against the application.
Is there anyone who would like to be heard in this matter?
You gotta open the meeting.
Reopen, we just reopen the meeting.
I move to reopen the meeting. I second it.
Okay?
All in
All in
favor?
favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Okay.
Okay?
Now, ask the
Okay,
question.
now, is there anyone else who would like to be heard in this matter? Okay? All right. And again,
Close it. Now close
just
it.
close it now? Okay, we're now going to close the hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? None? The hearing is closed. Okay. Do you want me to start from the beginning on the motions also?
No.
They're good? Okay. Then I will now go to, I think we did the final plat variance. I'm just. Yes, we did. Okay, we did that one. Okay. In the matter of subdivision final approval, number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates, I move that we adopt the resolution as read in accordance with the recommendation of the planning department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion is adopted. And in the matter of authorization to sign performance bond estimate, number 1189, map of Meadow Glen Estates, I move that we approve the performance bond estimate as recommended by the planning department.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? The motion is adopted. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I believe we covered every one of these, and we will now, I will now move that we adopt the minutes of the February 15th, 2023 meeting of the Planning Board.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. The motion is adopted, and now I move to adjourn this meeting.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. The meeting is adjourned.